day everyone, my name is Nara DFP. So here is the report of Group 4. Our topic is all about the management process. So here is the learning outcomes. First, to differentiate the management process. Second, illustrate the management process. So here is the contents. First, planning. Second, organizing. Third, staffing. Fourth, directing. And fifth, controlling. So here's the definition from different scholars. This is the definition of management. So sinasabi dito na management is an art of getting things done through and with the people formally organized groups. So this definition encapsulates the essence of management, emphasizing its dual focus on achieving objectives and leading people. So next, according to Harold Kuhns, management is an art of creating an environment in which people can perform and individuals can cooperate towards attainment of group goals. So, sinasabi dito na yung management daw is nagki-create ng environment, kung saan sa isang workplace, 'di ba? Doon po nakikipag-cooperate or yung individuals ay nakikipag-cooperate or nagpe-perform para ma-attain yung mga group goals. So, according po 'yon kay Harold Kuhns. So, next, according kay Henry Fayol, define niya yung management is to forecast, to plan, to organize, to command, to coordinate, and to control of activities of others. So, sinasabi dito na to forecast. Siyempre, kapag sa to forecast, is it forecasting, predicting future events and trends. So, dapat dito yung managers is ina-identify niya yung mga challenges, yung opportunities, and then nagde-develop siya ng mga strategies to address them. And then sa to plan, which is yung planning, dapat nagse-set din ng objectives, nag-allocate ng resources, nag-establish ng mga timelines. So, yung managers dapat is nagki-create siya ng detailed plans para ma-achieve yung organizational goals. Then, to organize. Dito, yung manager is nag-assign siya ng roles, nagbibigay ng instructions sa teams, and then ini-ensure niya dito yung efficient use of resources and then clear communication. And then to command, syempre yung manager is nagli-lead, nagmo-motivate ng employees, nagpo-provides ng guidance, nag-i-inspire, 'di ba? Ini-empower niya yung teams para ma-achieve yung objectives ng kanilang yung goal ng kanilang teams. And then, syempre, yung coordinating, 'di ba? Yung manager is nagfo-foster siya ng collaboration para ma-resolve yung conflict at ma-ensure yung unity, Next is controlling. Kailangan ma-monitor ng manager yung progress, and then ma-evaluate niya yung performance. Kumbaga, dito, ino-optimize yung result. So, next definition naman ng management according kay Taylor. So, sabi niya dito, management is an art knowing what to do, when to do, and see that is done in the best and cheapest way. Siyempre dito, sinasabi niya na yung management is dapat alamin mo kung ano yung gagawin mo, kung kailan mo gagawin, at dapat na predict mo na kung ano yung mangyayari kapag nagawa mo na yung bagay na yung goal nyo. Man kay George Terry, define niya yung management as a distinct process consisting of planning, organizing, actuating, and controlling performed to determine and accomplish stated object by the use of human beings and other resources. So, sinasabi niya yung yung management is it a distinct process. Siyempre, kapag management, nandoon na yung pagpa-plan, pag-organize, 'di ba? Control, pagpa-perform ng kung ano ng mga activities, 'di ba? para ma-accomplish or para ma-determine yung mga objectives. Naman kay Stanley Vance, dinefine niya yung management as the process of decision-making and control over the actions of human beings for the express purpose of attaining of the predetermined goals. So, yun lang po.
Wesley statement, the art of knowing what you want to do and then seeing that you do it in the best and the cheapest way. Emphasize the importance of clarity in your goals, which is knowing what you want to do and achieving them efficiently, doing it in the best and cheapest way. So it highlights the balance between setting a clear objective and finding the most effective and cost-efficient way to reach it. The process by means of which the purpose and objectives of a particular human group are determined, clarified, and effectuated. It is also multi-purpose organ that manages and the manager manages workers and work. This statement is from Peter Ferdinand Drucker, which describes management as a process na involves yung determining, clarifying, and implementing the goals and objectives ng isang group or ng organization. It also portrays na yung management as a multifunctional role which is responsible for overseeing both people or workers and task or work. Essentially, management it is about setting direction, organizing resources, and guiding people to achieve desired outcomes efficiently and effectively. So next is The Art of Getting Things Done Through People by Mary Parker Follett. So yung definition na naman of management, nag-focus doon sa idea which is that effective leadership is about achieving goals through collaboration and teamwork. So the art of getting things done through people, in-emphasize niya yung role ng isang manager to motivate, to guide, and empowering individuals para mag-work together toward a common objective rather than simply directing or controlling them. So it highlights yung importance of interpersonal skills and the ability para ma-foster cooperation in achieving organizational success. Next is S.P. Robbins, Mary Coulter, and Niharika Bora. Yung management definition naman nila, it involves coordinating and overseeing the work of activities of others so that their activities are completed effectively and efficiently. Yung definition nila, they define management as the process of coordinating and overseeing the activities of others para ma-ensure yung task that are being completed effectively and efficiently. So yung definition na yun, they emphasize it into two key aspects of management. So first, yung coordinating work, which manager must organize and align yung mga efforts ng team members nila to work towards common goals and ensure yung mga resources are used optimally and yung activities are well integrated. Next naman yung effectiveness and efficiency. So yung ultimate goal nito is to achieve desired outcomes, which is yun nga yung effectiveness, while yung the best use of time, resources, and effort, yun yung efficiency. So yung effective management, in-ensure niya yung right task are being done, and then yung efficient management naman, ini-ensure niya na yung task na yun are done in the best way possible. So for Lewis Allen definition of management naman, it is one of the best, shortest, and sweetest. According to him, management is what a manager does. So in-emphasize nito yung a practical, action-oriented view of management. Instead of focusing on abstract concept or theories, Allen underlined na yung management daw is defined by the specific task and decision a manager makes in their role. So in other words, management hindi lang siya theoretical discipline, but it is a set of concrete actions, planning, organizing, leading, and controlling na piniperform ng isang manager para ma-achieve yung organizational objectives. So yung definition ina-highlights nun na yung importance of a manager's direct involvement sa isang work or task and yung outcomes nun na nagda-drive through their actions. So for the next slide, the management process. So first is planning. It is a process of determining organizational goals for its future performance and deciding on the task and use of resources needed to attain them. Draft 2010. So yung definition of management ng draft 2010, nagfo-focus siya on planning and resource allocation, which is yun yung key components of the managerial process. So sinasuggest niya na yung management involves first yung determining organizational goals, which is this is the first step ng isang management process kung saan yung mga managers ina-identify nila kung ano yung aims ng organization na gusto nilang i-achieve in the future. So yung goals na yun, yun yung guide nila para sa mga next actions and decisions ng isang organizations. So next, after nun, deciding on task na, which is yung goals na ini-establish na nila. So manager must determine yung mga specific task, activities, or projects na required sa goals na yon. So yung naka-involve na dun yung mga breaking down larger objectives na into actionable steps. Last is yung pag-allocate ng mga resources kung saan yung effective management also involves deciding kung paano may-utilized yung resources such as yung mga human, mga labor, financial, or physical resources para ma-complete yung task na yon efficiently and para ma-achieve yung organizational goals. So yung essence ng draft 2010, dinidescribe na yung management as a forward-looking process kung saan kinukumbine niya yung strategic planning with resources management to ensure yung mga organizations na maging successful and ma-achieve nila yung mga kanilang future objectives. So next is colleague understanding and planning. It is working out in a broad outline the things that need to be done and the methods for doing them to accomplish the purpose set for the enterprise. So for colleague definition of management, it focuses on the planning and organizing aspects of management. He describes it as a working out in broad outline, which refers to creating a general framework or plan. Yung mga managers need nila mag-outline ng mga key activities that must be underlined para ma-achieve your organization's goals. So these outlines, yung outlines na yun is nag-serve as guide for action. So by identifying the tasks, responsibilities, and projects na kailangan nilang makomplete, it's about understanding kung ano yung necessary para ma-achieve yung overall objectives. So next is, the goal is to ensure na yung task and methods na yun is makakapag-contribute para ma-achieve yung organization's purpose or mission. So in short, yung definition ni Golex portrays yung management as the process of planning, organizing, and implementing strategies para ma-achieve nga yung overall goals ng isang enterprise or ng organization. So, it's a combination ng pag-set ng clear objectives and pag-determine ng mga most effective way para ma-reach them. So last is the definition of planning is it is a deciding in advance of what to do, when to do, and how to do. It bridges the gap from where we are and where we want to be. So consist definition of management emphasize kung gaano ka-importante yung planning as a central function of management. So he described it as deciding in advance of what to do. So, naka-refer yun sa pag-set ng mga clear objectives, identifying the specific actions or tasks na required para ma-achieve yung mga goals na yun. So, planning involves anticipating future needs and challenges. So, timing is crucial in planning talaga kasi managers must determine kung kailan yung right time para gawin yung task, kung considering yung mga factors like yung mga deadlines, priorities, and resource availability. So sa pag-outlining naman ng mga methods, processes, or strategies na mga gagamitin to carry out the task, it's about choosing the most efficient and effective way to accomplish the objectives. So, Kansi stresses that planning helps to bridge the gap between the current state, yung where we are, and the desired future state, where we want to be. So it acts as a roadmap. Nag-guide siya ng actions from the present situation para ma-achieve yung mga future goals. So in summary, Consi's definition, in-highlights niya dun yung mga management is a fundamentality about planning, setting objectives, determining the actions, scheduling tasks, and ensuring that the organization moves effectively galing sa current state niya to its desired future.
Good day everyone, I'm Ginaline Yanson de la Cruz and my assigned topic is all about the importance of planning, features of planning, planning process. And sa importance of planning, we need to provide directions, reduce the risk of uncertainty, reduce overlapping and wasteful activities, promotes innovating ideas, facilitates decision making, and establishes the standard for controlling. And the second one is yung features planning. Sa features planning, we need to focus on achieving objectives, primary function of management, pervasive, continuous, futuristic, involved decision making, and the mental exercise. Then the last one is we have here the two planning process. The first one is setting objectives. Objectives may be set for the entire organization and its department or unit within an organization, and the last one is identifying alternative course of actions. Once objectives are set, assumptions are made, then the next would be act upon them. Thank you.
Organizing. This section introduces the concept of organizing within a business context. It presents two definitions. The first one is Payol's definition, focuses on providing the necessary processes, raw materials, tools, capital, personnel for the business to function. This is the resource-centric view of organizing. The second one is Lewis A. Allen's definition, emphasize the process of identifying tasks, grouping them, delegating responsibility and authority, and establishing relationship to maximize efficiency. This is a process-centric view focusing on workflow and structure. Controlling. This is related to organizing. This slide connects organizing with the management function of controlling. It explains that controlling, according to a 2010 draft, involves assigning tasks, grouping them into departments, delegating authority, and allocating resources. This shows how organizing and controlling are intertwined. The structure created by organizing is essential for effective control. Importance of organizing. This section lists the benefits of a well-organized business. Specialization allows for focused expertise and efficiency. Example, a car manufacturing company might have separate teams specializing in engine production, body assemble, paint jobs, and electrical systems. Each team develops expertise in its area, leading to higher quality and efficiency than if one team handled everything. Optimal resource use avoids waste and maximizes productivity. Example, a restaurant uses a just-in-time inventory system, ordering supplies only as needed. This minimizes storage costs, reduces waste from spoilage, and ensures that resources are used efficiently. Effective administration, easier to manage and control. Example, A company uses a project management software to track tasks, deadlines, and team progress. This allows managers to oversee projects effectively, identify potential bottlenecks, and ensure timely completion, leading to smoother operations. Expansion and growth. A structured organization can scale more easily. Example, a tech startup develops a scalable cloud-based platform. This allows them to easily handle increased user traffic and data volume as their business grows without needing major infrastructure overhauls. Coordination. Different parts of the business work together harmoniously. Example, a marketing team works closely with the sales team to ensure that marketing campaigns align with sales targets. They share data and collaborate on strategies, leading to more effective lead generation and conversion. Adaptability. Easier to implement changes and adapt to new situations. Example of this, a clothing retailer uses data analytics to track customer preferences and trends. This allows them to quickly adapt their product offerings and marketing strategies to meet changing demands, remaining competitive in a dynamic market. Organizing process. This slide outlines the steps involved in the organizing process. Number 1. Division of work. Breaking down tasks into smaller, manageable units. Number 2. Departmentation. Grouping similar tasks and responsibilities into departments. Number 3. Linking department. Establishing communication and collaboration channel between departments. Number 4. Assigning duties. Allocating specific tasks to individual or teams.
Organizing as a process. It involves structuring and coordinating resource, tasks, and authority to achieve specific objects effectively. Number 1. Identification of activities. Determine all the tasks or activities that need to be performed to achieve the organization's goals. So, kailangan dito is tukuyin ang layunin ng isang organisasyon para ma-achieve natin ang layunin nito. Number 2, classification of grouping of activities. Once the activities are identified, the next step is to classify and group similar activities together. Makakatulong ito sa pagbuo ng mga espesyal na department o unit sa loob ng organisasyon. For example is yung lahat ng related sa marketing ay pwedeng magsama-sama sa isang marketing department. Number 3, assignment of duties. After ng grouping of activities, the next step is to assign specific duties or tasks to individuals or teams. So, bawat isa sa grupo ay bibigyan ng isang responsibilidad upang magawa ang mga gawain ng isang department. Number 4, delegation of authority and creation of responsibility. Once duties are assigned, it's important to delegate the necessary authority to the individuals or teams to carry out the task effectively. Number 5, coordinating authority and responsibility relationship. The final step is organizing is ensuring that the authority and responsibility relationship are well coordinated. This means ensuring that there is clear communication between individuals and department and that everyone understand their roles and relationship to others. Staffing. As a as described in McFarland's definitions, to the process of putting people to jobs by ensuring that the right individuals are recruited, selected, and developed to become capable employees within the organization. Process of staffing. Number one, analyzing manpower recruitment. The first step is staffing is to assess and analyze the organization's current and future manpower needs. This involves determining the number of employees, the skill required, and the specific roles needed to meet organization's goal. Number two, recruitment. Once the manpower recruitments are clear, the next step is recruitment, which is the process of attracting qualified candidates to apply for job opening. Number three, selection. Selection involves evaluating and choosing the most suitable candidates from the pool of applicants. This step includes reviewing resumes, conducting interviews, performing skills assessment or tests, and checking reference. Number 4. Placement. After selecting the candidates, the next step is placement, where the individuals are assigned to specific position in the organization's placements ensures that employees are put in roles where their skills, experience, and interests are best utilized to contribute to the success of the company. Number 5, training and development. Training and development are crucial to ensuring employees have the necessary skills to perform their jobs effectively. These steps providing employees with training programs to enhance their current skills and develop new ones. Number 6, performance appraisal. Appraisal. Performance appraisal is the process of assessing an employee's jobs performance against established criteria and organizational goals. Um, these steps involves regular reviews of how well employees are performing their tasks, whether they are meeting objectives, and identifying areas for improvement. Performance appraisals help managers provide feedback, recognize achievement, and make decisions related to promotions, compensation, or additional training needs.